good afternoon from the baseball ground. No Gaza today, of course, which is disappointing, but we're more than compensated by a lineup that includes Gary Lineker, Dean Saunders, Peter Shilton, Mark Wright, and the world's #1 granddad. Our special studio guest this afternoon, Brian Clough, at a ground that holds very many...
Thank you.
My pleasure. Holds many happy memories for you here.
Happiest time of me managerial career while I was here.
The news this morning that Robert Maxwell, the Derby chairman, has turned down a £3 million bid for the club. Feelings seem to be running pretty high in this town that you still live in.
He's not very popular, but that's the way it goes. It's as simple as that. And feelings are running high in the city, because Derby are bottom of the league.
Is it the biggest anti-feeling that you can remember here against the runners of the club?
Possibly, but I don't, take too much into account of chairmans.
I suppose Mr. Maxwell might say that £3 million would only just about buy Dean Saunders, let alone the club itself.
Well, that's the way, if he thinks like that, that's the way he thinks. I just feel a little bit of sympathy for Arthur Cox and Terry Venables, actually. They're both in the same situation. They're both having difficult jobs to do, and management in football is hard enough to deal with without any problems. And they're having difficult problems at the moment.
There are some very talented players out there today.
Yes.
It should be a good match, do you think?
I'm looking forward to it. Good crowd in, good match for you to pick. I was talking to Brian Moore yesterday, who is possibly the best commentator and presenter in the business, in your network. I don't wish that rudely.
Of course not.
And I said, if there was a match for your network to pick, this is a good one. Venables, Cox, me, you, Lineker, Saunders. What more can you have on a Sunday afternoon?
Brian Clough. We will talk to Brian a little later on. Brian Moore isn't here today. Our commentators Alan Parry and Trevor Francis is with him.
Thank you, Elton. Thanks, Brian. I'm a big fan of yours as well. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's begin as usual with the teams. First, Derby County. In goal, of course, Peter Shilton. 2, Mel Sage. 3, Steve Cross. 4, Geraint Williams, back after injury. 5, Mark Wright, the captain. 6, Jason Kavanagh, just 19. 7, Gary Micklewhite. 8, Dean Saunders. 9, Mick Harford. 10, Trevor Hebbard. And 11, Nick Pickering. This is how they'll line up. Derby taking a few risks today. Williams, Micklewhite, Pickering, they're all carrying injuries. Well, now Tottenham, Eric Torsved in goal. 2, Terry Fenwick. 3, Justin Edinburgh. 4, Steve Sedgley. 5, David Howells. 6, Naeem. 7, Paul Stewart. 8, Vinnie Samways. 9 is Paul Walsh. 10, Gary Lineker. And 11, Paul Allen. Spurs with Howells and Sedgley, normally midfield players in the central defensive positions today. The substitutes: Craig Ramage, Mark Paddison for Derby, Mitchell Thomas, Pat Vanden Hauwe for Tottenham. The referee is Mike Reed from Birmingham. So this match, played against a backdrop of financial problems for both clubs, gets underway with Spurs in their change strip of all yellow, immediately giving the ball away to Micklewhite. Harford in support, Geraint Williams, a useful looking ball, and a good early attack that was by the home side. Derby have not won in the league since the 1st of December against Sunderland, and not quite as badly off as Brian Clough suggests. They're one place off the bottom. Walsh for Spurs. Free kick. Well, Walsh, who started the last 3 games, been sub most of the time this season, no fewer than 18 occasions on the bench. Mark Wright with the interception. Won by Harford for Derby, and a first-time ball finding Saunders completely free on the Derby left. What a good tackle that was, though, by Howells. He's given it away. Williams. And a good bright start by Derby. Micklewhite again. Sage. Williams. Not the ball he intended, and Spurs look to counter-attack quickly. Lineker the target for that long through ball, but Mark Wright, the Derby skipper, with the clearance.